Astronomical geography. Astronomical geography is a discipline or it is a part of physical geography. Astronomy is a scientific study of the universe and objects in space, such as the moon, the sun, planets, as well as stars. Now let's talk about the solar system. Solar system is a system of the sun around which heavenly bodies encircle or they orbit around the sun. They are gravitationally bound. The sun's family or the solar family consists of all the 8 planets, including the earth. 4 of these planets are smaller than the earth and 4 are considerably larger. In addition to the planets, there are also 33 known satellites, as well as various comets and millions of asteroids, as well as meteors. So, the word planet actually means wanderer. So, the planets are not only wandering in any direction in the space, but they have their own fixed path along which they wander or orbit. And this is called as the period of revolution when they complete one orbit. All the planets revolve around the sun in the same west to east direction or anti-clockwise direction. This motion is called as prograde motion. There are some times periodically when the motion changes from east to west. That is called as retrograde motion. All the planets of the solar system have prograde motion except Venus, which has got a retrograde motion. The farther the planet are from the sun, the longer it takes to complete its orbit or revolution. So Mercury, which is the closest planet, takes 88 days to complete one revolution, and Neptune, which is the farthest planet in the solar system, takes 165 years to complete one revolution. Planets do not have their own light. They reflect the light of the sun as the sun's rays fall on them. They and their satellites shine because the light of the sun reflects. Apart from the 8 planets that orbit around the sun, there are also dwarf planets. Dwarf planets are smaller as compared to the 8 planets, but they are still in the orbital zone of the sun. They are Makemake, Hume, Sirius, Eris, as well as Pluto. Sirius is the smallest amongst the dwarf planets. It lies in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Now let's talk about inner planets. Inner planets are the planets which are closest to the Sun, which include Mercury, Venus, Earth, as well as Mars. Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet of the solar system as well as it is the closest planet to the sun. It has got the longest period of rotation and the shortest revolution or shortest year, taking only 88 days to complete one orbit around the sun. It is also the hottest planet. It is very hard to observe with a telescope as it is very close to the sun. Long ago, the astronomers used to believe that Mercury does not change its site or it does not rotate on its axis, but newer studies had shown that Mercury takes 58 to 59 days to complete its rotation. Mercury also has very thin atmosphere and does not support any life. Venus. Venus is the brightest among all the other planets. It reflects maximum amount of solar light or solar energy which falls upon it than the other planets. It has a very high albedo level. So therefore it shines brightly in the morning as well as in the evening and is also called as the evening and the morning star. So Venus has a very thick atmosphere which holds a lot of solar energy and does not allow the solar energy to escape. That is why it has got a very high temperature or surface temperature is as high as a blast furnace. All the other planets rotate on its axis from west to east, but Venus does not follow this path. Venus always rotates from east to west. Now, the atmosphere of Venus consists of a large amount of carbon dioxide. That is why it does not support life at all. The Earth. The Earth is the third in line from the Sun and also fifth largest in the solar system. The average distance of the Earth from the Sun is 150 million kilometers. The circumference of the Earth is 40,000 kilometers and its diameter is 12,756.8 kilometers across the equator. Many astronomers say that the moon is too large to be a satellite because other satellites of various other planets are much smaller as compared to the moon. So the diameter of the moon is one quarter that of the Earth. Mars is the red planet. It is much smaller than the Earth. It has a very thin layer and it has very small amount of oxygen. Mars lies fourth in line in the solar system. That is why the temperatures are much more colder as compared to the other four planets which are before it. Mars takes 24 hours and 37 minutes to rotate or complete its rotation around its axis and 687 days to complete one revolution around the Sun. The surface temperature of Mars ranges from 2.67 degrees centigrade to a low of minus 70 degrees centigrade. Mars also has white polar caps like the Arctic and Antarctic on the Earth in the north and south poles, which changes its size according to the different seasons. So there are thin layers of ice or frost in winters. In 1971 to 72, there was an extensive study which was carried out by Marina 9 to find out the traces of water in this planet. Marina 9 also set out to find out the planet's evolution. Mars has got two small satellites, Deimos and Phobos, which are extremely small, only 20 kilometers in diameter. They can also be considered to be as an asteroid. Mars 2020 Perseverance rover is a mission to investigate life or microbial life on the surface of this planet. India's first interplanetary mission was PSLV C-25, which was launched on November 5, 2013 to find out information on Mars. NASA has also funded engineers to find a way to build out potential habitats for human beings by building out bricks of Martian soil.